Hello everybody and welcome back to the Matt Fryer Golf Podcast. I'm your host Matt Fryer and I'm joined here with our co-host Mr. Tom Fearon. How are we, sir?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Now, before we get into this episode, I just want to say a well done to you and a well done to me, but more so you. After episode 1, the comments have been absolutely fantastic. Not only on the YouTube video, if you haven't, go and check out that channel that we've got for the podcast already, but the feedback we've had from episode 1, I didn't expect it to go down that well because it was about me. But yeah, everything that we got on the first episode, I want to say a big thank you and a well done to you and everyone who has listened, watched, because the feedback was quite humbling. It was very nice and felt almost a little bit taken aback by it, I would say.
Yeah, got a bit more attention than I definitely expected. I didn't know what to maybe think going into it, but yeah, for yourself, it was your favourite topic, wasn't it?
Me, yeah.
You.
Yeah, exactly. I could talk about me for forever and ever. But yeah, as a first episode, our first dive into the podcast world, I was pleasantly surprised, and hopefully we can keep improving our presenting skills and our podcasting skills, and we can make the show bigger and better. And the only way is up, Tom.
It can only get better from here, Matt. How was your weekend?
It was good. It was not bad at all. I have a little confession to make. I think I really like the PGA Championship now.
Funnily enough, I'm with you on that one. That was going to be one of my questions to you today. Of maybe what do you think about the PGA? Do you class it as a major? I think if I'd have asked last week, we might have both been on the side of saying no.
Yeah, but I was well in. Like I was proper in. I had. Obviously, the boxing was on this weekend, so I had a couple of friends over. Kids had gone to bed.
Where was my invite?
I said I had friends over, so...
good. Thank you.
Not work acquaintances.
I was busy anyway. I'd have declined.
Kids had gone to bed. We got a little bit of food in, and even like right up to before that boxing kicked off, it was like, should we watch the golf? Like proper into it. So yeah, I never thought I would have been like that. If you would have asked me, like you say, the week before, I would have said, yeah, it's one of the majors. I'll maybe watch some of it. I might watch Sunday evening. But I was from like literally first ball struck on Thursday to when it came on Sky, I was in.
The PGA doesn't give me the run-up that the Masters and the Open does. Like the excitement beforehand. It definitely doesn't do that for me. And I wouldn't have expected to be interested this week, but I'm with you. I think it did interest me a bit more. I was having to think about why that might be. And I'm thinking maybe the split from Live and PGA might have done it a favour. Because it's getting everybody back together. So in the past, I've not been interested. This time I was, because I got to see some, I feel like, new players who I don't watch anymore.
Yeah, it was definitely like the old guard are coming together, aren't they? The Rahms, the Hattons, the Garcia wasn't there, but it's that, like you say, the first time that we were seeing everyone again, and how will everyone compare? And I don't think even sort of the rivalry, as it were, I don't think that what was good. I think if we went back to the Masters last year and we went back to the Open last year and all the other majors and any other event where there was that sort of cross-pollination of Live and PGA Tour, that's all that was talked about.
Yeah, that definitely seems to have gone slightly, doesn't it? The whole they almost treated it like it was a Live versus PGA Ryder Cup. At one point they were talking about it that much. And
I don't think that was there this week, and I thought that made for more enjoyable viewing. It wasn't like, us versus them, and they only play 54 holes and like these digs, which, whatever you want to think about it.
I actually think that was the first time I've not heard the conversation of will they have the stamina because they only play 54 holes.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is these boys are playing 6 days a week regardless. But that was always an argument, wasn't it? They'll get to Sunday and struggle because they're not used to it anymore.
Yeah.
Almost like they're not match fit.
Yeah, the previous 20 years that they've put in grinding, that just went by the wayside as soon as they left. But yeah, it was nice. I really enjoyed it. So I think, fantastic to see Xander win. He's been someone who that question has lingered over for some time now. Obviously, he's had his Olympics victory, but having that major victory, I think, the cat's off his back now, or whatever that saying is. And what is that saying?
I don't know.
Anyone let us know?
You've made that one up.
Cat's off his back. There is something off your back, but
he stopped bottling it.
Yes.
Basically.
Strong words. But I think we will see now that he goes on and wins a fair few.
I wrote a couple of notes down on Xander before we come and sat down, and I thought maybe these stats might surprise you, might not, but they definitely surprised me.
Love a stat.
I wouldn't say he's a household name, would you agree? In golf?
If you ask someone who wasn't a golfer?
Yeah, someone who's maybe a dabbles
No,
now and again. He's not a household
that's
name.
Rory, Tiger, Jordan
the big
Spieth,
names
maybe.
there, yeah. Okay. Cuts 152 out of 175 on the PGA Tour.
Wow.
Right, which I didn't expect. So barely misses a cut. Okay.
He must be so loaded.
Top 10s, 59.
Whoa.
Top 5s, 43. 8 wins. The course record that he got on Thursday was his second major course record.
So he's
ask
a
me
player.
what the first one is because I forgot. And he's just shy of 50 million, 49.5 million made on the tour.
Oh, wow.
And all of that shocked me. I know his name, I know him as a player. Because we are golfers and golf fans, we know he's up there, he's played Ryder Cups, etc. I didn't have him as that good.
I didn't. The one that surprised me is that cuts made.
152 or
152. So what's that? He's missed 18. No, 18 would be 70, wouldn't it?
Not a mathematician, are you?
18.
23.
23. There we go. Got there in the end. Great number, 23. 23 cut, and that's probably over what, a 10 to 15 year span?
Yeah,
maybe 10
probably,
years.
Yeah, 10 years.
Yeah.
But like I say, I knew he was on the scene. I didn't know he was on the scene that much. He's now world number 2.
That's impressive.
I
did not expect
didn't
that.
see it coming. I'm glad that surprised you because I was going to be really devastated if you just went, well, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
See him every week.
Well, of course, it's Xander. Big Z. X.
But that course record was something on
X.
That course record was something on Thursday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't actually watch the golf as it was happening Thursday, but I seen the score and had to go and watch the replays.
I was gutted Shane Lowry didn't get the 61. I thought he was going to. You know, that putt that he had on the last, it sort of favoured him downhill right to left a little bit. I did fancy him for that. I had Shane Lowry in a bet as well. I actually backed him, so I picked up a few quid, which was nice. But I would have loved to have seen Shane win.
Yeah, I think
him or Hovland, that would have kept my dream alive, Hovland.
They've got to be 2 fan favourites, I think.
Yeah.
In general. Lowry's great. Lowry's very easy to support, and Hovland just feels very relatable.
Yeah.
To most people.
If on tour players, if obviously you do a lot of the organising for the main channel, the Matt Fry Golf channel, if we were to have like a top 5 people, exclude Tiger. I don't want to play Tiger.
Yeah.
I'd embrace him. But if we could get who would your top 5 names be for the 30-shot challenge?
Okay, we'll go one each. I'll start, and it's because it's just been mentioned. Hovland would be my number 1.
Would he?
Yeah, I think in terms of sort of age, how I feel. Think about the day you would have with him.
Yeah,
I think it would be
listen to some heavy metal,
a good laugh.
Yeah.
I think it would be quite relatable. I think he's probably maybe a little bit younger than. Well, he is a bit younger than me. Definitely younger than you.
Definitely younger than me. Yeah.
I think it would just be a good day out. I think he'd be really good on the camera, in the conversations in between. He's had some good stories. That would be up there as a number 1 for me.
Whiffy Bants from Victor.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Ooh, Victor. I think I would probably go Lowry. I'd like to see him on.
For the 20 pints of Guinness afterwards.
Well, I'd like the Guinness afterwards, but do you know what I really want to see? I want to watch him just like... I've been lucky to like see him on the chipping green up close when we've been behind the ropes at the Open and stuff like that, and it is impressive, but to actually be like there when he's hitting a chip and like, how did you do that? How did you hit this pitch? How did you... Like, I'd just pepper him with questions. I would think it'd be so interesting to like just see it all and hear it and get his thoughts on that.
You obviously went and done the GMAC 30-shot challenge.
Yeah.
Was that the sort of experience? Did you get to question him, or was it a little bit rushed on the day? How did that day play out?
No, that was good, to be fair. He was really, really good. I enjoyed his company. I knew his caddy as well from back when I worked at May. Kenny, he lives close to May, so I'd sort of already had a bit of a connection there, so it was a little bit easier to start off with as well. I've met a few players before and we've done a couple of films, and it's a bit like, hello, yes, and a bit stale and stagnant to start off with, and then as the day goes on, it gets better and better and better. But with knowing Kenny straight away and some other connections through Dad and a few people he knows, they know Graham and so on and so forth. So it was quite like easy to break the ice straight out, and it was really good fun. He was a top bloke to film with. I really enjoyed that one.
Yes, good. And that was it was a pro-am.
That was
day,
a pro-am, yeah.
So
I'd love to do it like as a non-pro-am, like just a day at a course where it's just us.
Podcast afterwards.
30-shot challenge, yeah. I did get stuck into Tyrrell Hatton when we were at the Open last year, when we were in a bar on the Sunday night prior. He did say yes. I'd had about 8 pints. I think he'd had 1. I did chew his ear off, but he said, come to Nona, you need pure greens for it. So he's probably my next pick.
I was going to say, you've just taken number 3 out of my mouth, by the way. Are you taking it?
I'm going to jump there. I'm going to take Tyrrell. So we've got Victor, Shane, Tyrrell. Where are we going next?
You're gonna not like this one, but for the clicks, we're going Rory. We need the content clicks. It's people watching. I know you're not a fan of his. I don't think you dislike him. I would really like there for you, is he?
He just, do you know what? He disappoints me. I want so much from him. I love him.
Let you down too many times.
Yeah, like please just go and win a major. He's that good. Like just go and do it. Just stop messing around. Get it done. I think he is brilliant, and I think number 4, I'll be happy with that 100%. And 5, I'm going to throw a real curveball at you here. You won't think this. I really want to get Annika Sorenstam on playing. Like, she is incredible. Like, to see now, obviously she left golf, didn't she, for a while, kids and things like that. But I've seen a few clips of her playing again since. She looks like she's still got it. She looks so impressive.
Got a sort of a new bit of kit now. I don't know if she is linked with Top Tracer, but in work now when I'm coaching, we can have a Top Tracer coach sort of side of things, so I can set drills for students, etc.
Yeah.
Top Tracer have just put some from Annika on there.
Oh, right.
And it was 132-yard shot within 16 feet, 14 out of 18 times.
Oh.
I've been setting sort of break 100, break 90, break 80 plans with people and giving them a challenge to maybe just hit the green 10 out of 18 times from 100 yards. And you sort of say that's going to do you well for breaking 90.
Yeah.
And then the Annika draw come up and I had a click into it and thought, I'm not even going to try.
That's
16 feet.
16 feet, 14 out of 18
yards,
times.
14 out of 18 is the challenge.
I think I get about 4.
Yeah, which means I'd probably get 5.
Yeah.
Just Fair. One more than you. About right. I've seen you do the recent challenges.
That's hard, by the way. The skills challenge that I've been doing is very, very hard.
I'll go
on hard level. It's about 15 foot wide. I've missed the green about 3 times, and I don't get a point for it.
I need to look into it.
It is brutal. Make sure you check that little reel out if you've not seen it over on our socials there. But I think that's quite a nice little list there. So we've got Victor, Shane, Tyrrell, Rory, Annika.
That's a good list.
Yeah. So if you are watching,
tag them all?
Yeah, listening, guys, girls, come on down. 30-shot challenge. Well, you pick the venue. Augusta, fine with me. Troon, great. We'll go, and we'll get it done.
Anywhere, really.
Anywhere.
Let's not be picky.
Just not Warrington. We're not doing there again.
You've been there enough?
Yeah, I've shot 28, so I've done it.
What's the plaque there, by the way?
That is my course record.
I can't believe it's taken us until probably minute 15 of episode 2 before you've mentioned it.
Yeah, I didn't want to mention it. And also the audio listeners can't see it, so they just think I'm pointing at an imaginary plaque now.
There's a plaque on the wall, very nicely designed, which has got Matt Fryer's course record from Warrington, which was how many under, Matt?
8 under on the back 9.
8 under on the back 9.
Yeah, 8 under total. My dad had that made for me as a Christmas present, I think it was, or a birthday present when I did it.
Oh, nice. Big Adrian done that?
Big Aid, yeah.
I thought that might have just been given as something from the club, but Adrian done that?
Yeah,
that's a nice gift.
Big Aid.
Very good.
He's, a little spoiler alert, Adrian will be coming on the podcast soon, so we are heading up to St Andrews in a couple of weeks, and it's only going to be me and one of the lads who is the cameraman, and Dad's coming to film some challenge matches and some other bits up at St Andrews for us. And one of the things that that we required from him in the contract, signed in blood, was that he will come on and do a podcast. Now, I will only have to ask one question and just let him talk for about 4 hours. So if you do have any questions, make sure you put them in the comments. Maybe just tag it question for Adrian or something.
Yeah, the way this podcast on YouTube edits so that it moves from camera to camera when one of us talks, it's just going to stick to Adrian. That camera might die. The battery's gone.
Yeah, tell us about the golf swing. And he's off. Done. 3 days later, he's just got on the takeaway.
And that is how you grip the club.
Yeah, thank you. Right, section 47, the release.
While we're talking, we're not talking about PGA Championship anymore, but before we move on, we do want to touch on listeners' questions a little bit later.
Yeah.
I thought I'd drop one of the listeners' questions in who asked, is Tiger done? And I thought it was a fitting question as he misses the cut with 7 over par. Next to Michael Block at 7 over par.
Who? Michael who?
Block.
Right. Is Tiger done? Well...
And you've got to speak from your head and not your heart, unfortunately.
He missed the cut by 8, didn't he?
Yep.
So 1 under was the cut. He's played, 2 competitive rounds this year? So, did he play his best golf? No. Was it a bit scrappy? Some things that you wouldn't see, maybe of someone who is in the stride of playing competitive golf, playing week in, week out, and really grinding, and even if they're not hitting the golf ball the best, they've just managed it well and done it that way. So I wouldn't say he's necessarily done. I would say, for him to win, everything has to fall in place, doesn't it? It has to be the right course, maybe somewhere like a Troon that isn't as undulating, but it still has undulation. Troon, like some of the greens that you're walking up to and then the slopes you're walking off tees, there's still quite a lot, especially on the back nine. So it's got to be a course that would be, very flat, like a Royal Liverpool, I would say. You've then got to have the weather, it's got to be a nice thing. So I wouldn't say he's done, but I would say, we're getting close to the end.
I think my problem is you would almost say he doesn't need to be done, but he needs to get the reps in, he needs to get the tournament rounds in, but then he hasn't got the ability to get the tournament rounds in without limping on a Saturday. Yeah,
it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? He can't play too much because then that'll knacker his leg up, basically, but he needs to play to get sharp. So whether it's,
you see his body language change on a Saturday, don't you?
Yeah. Would money matches matter to him? So say if me and you went out now to Warrington, and each week, let's say Open qualifying's coming up, or some event that we want to play, and we said, right, we're going to play a match every week now for £100. If we said we're playing 10 matches in the 10 weeks that we've got leading up to this event, that would matter to us. It'd be I don't want to lose £100 to him again. It's going to add up if I keep losing. I'm going to lose my grand, and not only that, then he'll be taking the mick, and I'll be wanting to better and better myself each time. That £100 will matter to me if I hand it over. As where Tiger can't really go to is it the Bears Club or Nona, wherever he's playing, and go hey, whoever it is, do you want to? Obviously there'll be the pride element there. But if he loses, they're not going to play for $1 million, are they? It's going to be, do you want to play for $100,000? What's $100,000 to him?
No, but I think Tiger being Tiger and getting to the level he did, and you can talk about Michael Jordan the same, any of those boys, they could play for $1 and they don't want to lose.
Right.
They're not struggling to compete because of the lack of fire, are they, or the lack of wanting to win?
Yeah, the value of the bet.
Yeah.
So I don't know how does he get sharp, because he's not going to play a load of comps, is he? So.
No, maybe his motivation now is probably spending a bit more time on the course with Charlie, playing a bit more with Charlie, and maybe puts his energy into him becoming good. And if everything does fall into place, like you say, on the course one weekend for him, then he gets another win. But I think the last Masters win was just a little bit of hope for us, wasn't it, that he was coming back?
Yeah.
And he never quite made it. But
shame.
I think it's a question we'll be asking for a long, long time.
Yeah,
because we don't want to let it. Yeah, because we don't want to let it go. Yeah. Right, Matt. So moving on and moving away from the PGA Tour professional world and into the Matt Fryer Golf amateur, professional, semi-pro world, whatever we want to call it. I don't quite know where we sit.
Yeah.
But into that world. What's been going on in the world of Matt Fryer golf?
Good week, actually. As this episode now comes out, In the Red has just hit the screens again.
At what location?
So we filmed at Wallasey, which obviously you actually played with us, so it was the first time that you featured on an In the Red, and we're trying to make that happen a lot more moving forwards. I think one of the big comments last year in the previous series and the previous ones before that was that everyone enjoyed it a little bit more when we always had a playing partner. So whether it was my dad, Carter, the local pro from the course, or a regular, which is what we want to try and do with yourself. We had you join us at Wallasey, and it was...
What a golf course, by the way.
Yeah.
Unbelievable condition. We played on the 25th of April, we played.
Was it?
And if you live in the UK, you will know that we had the most horrendous winter, the wettest winter, and to be fair, quite a wet summer last year as well. So the golf courses have had no help whatsoever in being in good condition.
No.
And if you go and play Wallasey at 7 a.m. first tee time on the 25th of April, it's like it's had perfect conditions for 10 years.
Yeah, they were actually watering the tees and greens when we got there, which was...
Well, it was about to rain. It was about to come down. The clouds come over as we hid on the first tee or the 10th tee as it was, for 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? Yeah, under the umbrellas, I forgot about that.
So we teed off a little late, and there was a greenkeeper watering the greens.
Yeah, it was... So, John McLaughlin, who is the head greenkeeper, was actually our head greenkeeper at Warrington before he got the Wallasey job, and what he did with Warrington was absolutely incredible. He made it look so good. His attention to detail is second to none, and then what he's gone on to do at Wallasey. I think it's like the first course in history to jump from outside of the top 75 in the UK to inside the top 5 ever in the space of like 3 years.
Wow, okay. I can see why
you can see it, can't you?
I can see why it's in a top 5 or top 10, whatever it might be. I'm not sure where it sits at the minute, but I still don't understand how it was ever out of the top 75, if it was. It's such a good golf course, and I understand the greenkeepers obviously had a huge amount to do with that. The cut of the walkways, the paths in between holes is better than most people's living room carpet. Those walkways, they're actually like better than some fairways, aren't they? Like the definition on them was incredible. The greens were immaculate, tees were immaculate. Everything about it was just so good, and it is definitely getting the recognition now that it deserves. And it was actually quite a good day, wasn't it? It was an interesting start to the round. We won't spoil it if you haven't already gone and watched it, but I had a new set of clubs at the start of the year, I think it was only about 2 weeks prior to this game, wasn't it? Maybe about 3 weeks. It wasn't long before, 2-3 weeks.
So I got new clubs in the bag. I've had a couple of lessons. I've been actually practicing a little bit, and there was some very, very good signs out there, I would say.
It was a roller coaster. Again, we won't make any spoilers. It's out same day as this podcast.
Yeah.
It was a roller coaster.
It was turbulent at times, but also there was epic highs.
Amazing highs and funny lows.
Yeah.
Enjoyable lows. Yeah. From my point of view.
Yeah, so we've had that go out this week. We've also had like another one sort of from QDL, Quinta del Lago, the North Course, where I'm trying to get back to playing scratch golf, because in the first episode we talked about the Open Championship.
Yeah, we've nearly rebranded In the Red, In the Blue, basically, which is why you're trying to get back to scratch golf, because we realised that there's a disappointing amount not in the red.
Last year, definitely, I think I got 3 rounds in the red, and the good thing was my scoring average was down last year, but there was also some just terrible golf. So yeah, we filmed a new sort of thing at Quinta del Lago where I'm playing 9 holes. I've got a set amount of targets that I need to beat, which are what scratch golfers are, and a couple of people have posed questions as well on like this video, like, well,
I'm actually going to circle back around to that video and some comments a little bit later on, because I think I've got my thoughts as well on how you played that day, and how we can sort of look to make you improve, but we'll circle back around to that.
Yeah, so we've got that one going, and then we filmed quite a few videos in here. We've had a guest in here in the studio. We filmed a challenge in the studio as well with a guest, which was quite fun. So yeah, it's been quite a busy week really, and then we've got quite a lot coming up. Moving on into June, I've actually got a social trip coming up. Social golf.
What is that? From Fryer?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's 3 days, actually 2 rounds of golf. I'm flying over to Ireland with a couple of friends, and we're playing, I think, what I actually looked back at a little bit of reflection the other day. I think this is possibly my favourite golf course. Playing the Island Club.
Nice.
Have you played it?
I've not played it.
It is incredible. Out on like a little peninsula in Malahide, just east of Dublin. It's truly special. And then we're playing another little one around the corner from there. So I'm looking forward to that.
How many rounds of golf you got?
2 rounds of golf, and we're there for 4 days. Lots of Guinness, fun times, and yeah, should be a laugh.
Very good. And my Fryer golf trips, we've just got some accommodation sorted for the Open today, so it's confirmed that we're definitely going to be up at the Open.
Yeah.
Whether you are playing or not.
I'll most likely just Scotty Scheffler, last group.
You're going to play with him?
No, I'm going to walk around after.
Walk around behind him.
So we've sorted that. That's all done and dusted. We've got St Andrews for 4 days. I'm just in the middle of booking a course that I've never played. I've spoke to one of the lads who I know up there. It's a little sort of hidden gem course, so I won't give it away yet, but hopefully we will get that sorted.
When we say hidden gem, are we talking a new episode maybe of the budget series, or are we
potentially
outpriced?
It might be a little bit more than that, yeah. So it'll either be an in the red or a trying to break sort of the scratch golf thing. But yeah, done that, and then we've got, I can't remember what other trips. The calendar's a blur to me now.
Tell us about this Open qualifier. It's confirmed. I challenged you last episode.
Yeah, I've done it. So I went in on Monday. I got on the website. I've paid my entry fee. It's now gone up to £200. It used to be £150. Inflation, Thatcher's Britain, and all that. So yeah, £200. I've chosen my 2 courses. Now, for those that don't know, the Open Championship qualifying, you go through 2 stages. There's regional and then there's final. Regional starts with 16 courses up and down the country, and I think there's one in Ireland, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And then from there, I think it's normally about 10 players roughly, give or take a few, will progress from those 16 events through to final stage, which is over 4 courses, Dundonald, Royal Cinque Ports, a couple others that I can't remember. And then from those 3, is it, from each venue, I think? 3 or 4.
I thought 4, but 3 could be right.
Yeah, will then progress through to the Open Championship. I've got to play. I've got to have my A game to get through.
What do you think gets through stage 1?
Depends where you are. There's different ones. I've chosen Kilmarnock Brassey and Fulford as my choices. So a course that in Kilmarnock that we've filmed a lot at. I'm actually filming there during Open Week. I know the guys up there, feel very sort of home and comfortable up there because I've played it a load of times. So knowing that I've not really played much competition golf, knowing that I've not practiced that much, I think that was like a nice little factor that sort of offset those other things. So I will feel a little bit more comfortable, which hopefully makes up for the lack of sort of prep that I will have done. And then Fulford, I just like that golf course anyway, and I thought, you know what, if I get to play that as a secondary choice, brilliant, that's fine by me. So I think if I shot under par, 2 under, I think I get in.
Yeah,
just got to pretend it's not an in the red.
I think that's a very realistic target for you, isn't it? You've definitely got that score in you. So
yeah, I think the sort of the match we played at Formby Ladies, and then I played a social round there a couple of days later. I won't give what I was on the match we played there, but then the social round I shot 5 under through 18, which was nice. It was, and you've still got to go out and do it, even though it is a shorter course, and then it's feeling a little bit better. So yeah, I think there's potential potential to do it. And then, if you get into the final qualifying, I'd just be happy if I got through. I think that would be like a tick box, one thing that I've done to say that I've done it. And then
take a humble exit.
Yeah, just shoot 85 and then I'm not coming out this second round, lads. I'm actually just going to follow you around and enjoy some decent golf. I wouldn't hold anything, I wouldn't hold too much pressure on myself to that one, but you never know, things could happen.
No, and I'm sure everyone will wish you the best of luck with it. I do. Yeah. It's exciting. Hopefully you have at least one good round, and like you say, it's a milestone that would be a nice achievement, wouldn't it?
It is crazy when you think of it. Like, as a PGA pro, you get that sort of privilege and honour and a little bit of a help in the door. Some of the pros that maybe enter don't play at all, the coaching pros and stuff, and it's just a nice thing for us to do. But as well, it only takes 3 good rounds. You could just stumble upon something, everything goes your way, and all of a sudden you're pegging it up in the Open. The chances are very limited in that.
Be careful, you'll motivate me to enter.
Yeah, that could be it then. At least I won't come last then. I could be second last.
How do you think you'll feel? How do you think you'll feel teeing your golf ball up if you make it to the first hole of the Open and you're pegging the golf ball up? I think the ball falls off the tee 3 times before you get it to steady.
We'll put it this way. When I filled in the form the other day to actually do qualifying,
you've got a new signature.
I clicked enter, yes, pay. And as soon as it the wheels spun and it said you have entered, this wash of nerves just went over me. Oh no, what have I done? Oh, what have I done? Oh my God, I've got to actually go and play this. I've got to go and play this round now.
Do you think you feel more pressure? Not that we're going to say you're a celebrity by any means, but there's a large amount of followers on the channel. A large amount of people will be watching out for your name or will know your name. Do you feel any more pressure because of that?
Yeah, I think you'd be stupid to say, or naive to say, that there isn't that sort of added pressure of it, because you are a little bit in the limelight in the golfing world. So yeah, people will be looking out for you, and obviously 99% of people will wish you well and hope that you go on to do good things, and everyone that you encounter, they're always generally very nice, but there'll be those people in the comment, oh, look what you did, and oh my God, you did, and you think, and you think, right, go on then, you have a go. So yeah, there will be that little bit of pressure to it, but like I say, 2 courses that I get to go and play a couple of games of golf at either one, whichever one it is. So for me, it's more of a day out. Just go and enjoy it. And like I say, 3 rounds, you never know. I've definitely got, if I played my best golf, I've got enough to get there.
Yeah, definitely. Three good days in a row, you can get there. Speaking of...
we just need it.
Speaking of people in the comments, shall we go there?
Yeah. Let's fire in.
We've got a bit of variety. We've got a couple of questions that people kindly sent in, and we will keep asking for. That'll be on your main channel, Instagram and YouTube. So send as many questions in as you can, and we'll try and get to them all.
Yeah.
But then there's also a little bit of a theme in comments as well. I pulled a couple of interesting comments out. So
okay,
we're going to go quick-fire questions first.
Yes.
Yeah. 3. I think we've got 3 that you can get out fairly quickly.
No.
There's an abundance of comments of people telling you that they are ready to play. Matt, I'm ready to play is a very consistent comment. Tell me why.
Quickfire is basically the opportunity to win a full set from driver all the way down to putter, including a bag from Mizuno that will be fully custom fit at Bearwood Lakes, and also play 9 holes with me in a challenge for those clubs.
Done. Good quickfire. Well done.
Yeah.
Go and watch the video.
Go and watch the video. It's over on YouTube, the iron fitting video.
Iron fitting at Mizuno. Very good. Is Record Breakers coming back?
Yes, we are in the middle of planning it, myself and Pete.
Perfect. No spoilers. Done. That is coming back.
This is quickfire, isn't it?
These first 3 are very, very quickfire. And finally, this is from a few viewers and myself. Do you know the difference between the ocean, the sea, a lake, and a river?
Yes.
Sure?
No. Ocean's big. River small.
Big body of water and ocean.
Yeah.
You can also have a big body of water, which is the sea as well.
Like what is next to Whistling Straits. There you go. Do you know why? Because it's tidal. I don't know that bit.
You don't know much, do you, when it comes to the geography of rivers?
They're all the ocean or the sea, aren't they? They're the same thing.
You love standing on a elevated tee.
Yeah.
or maybe a raised green.
Did this a bit at Wallasey.
Look at the ocean. You said it in Wallasey, and you've got two options.
Yeah.
You've got the Mersey River.
Yeah.
Or you've got the
Irish Ocean.
I thought you had it. You got the Irish Sea. But yeah, you stood on the tee and started claiming oceans.
Yeah.
You actually wound a few people up in the comments when you played Bamber Castle and Sea Houses back on the budget series.
I apologise to absolutely none of them. They are all oceans. Yeah.
Okay, so quickfire answer to do you know the difference? The answer is no.
No.
Perfect. We'll get you a map. We'll get you some lessons.
Geography was one of the lessons I took at school as well. I think that was one of
Up
the
to
one.
what, year 6?
No, year whatever. What age did you go to school to?
16, 18 now actually. If you're one of the younger ones, you've got to stay in education until you're 18.
Yeah, that was one of the ones that when I was meant to be there, I was hitting balls on the practice ground. So look how that panned out.
Amazingly. Yeah. The Open Qualifier 2024. He made it.
He did it.
Right, circling back around to the most recent video, the QDL.
Yep.
Trying to break par, trying to play scratch golf. There's a lot of comments on this, and you've got quite a few people talking about maybe the way you play or trying to offer advice to what you could do better at. All very supportive. Mm-hmm. I think people rooting for you to start playing your best golf again, and it would be the perfect time when you're coming into the Open Qualifier. There's a couple of things. One comment that stuck out is that you've bemoaned leaving the flagstick in the past. However, in recent videos, it's been in all the time, and that sort of give me a thought to how I see you play when you go and film videos.
Yeah.
The way I think filming days sometimes go.
Yeah.
And whether it does help or hinder you play your best golf. I think at QDL, you probably wouldn't mind me saying that's some of the most sporadic golf I've seen you play. You're hitting safety irons off the tee and putting them out to play. You fatted a couple of shots. You normally play, even if you don't score well, you play decent enough. But there were some shots there which were unforced errors, if we call them that.
Yeah.
And then with the comments of people noticing that the flag gets left in, I noticed at one point you went and lined up over a 4-footer without remarking your ball, taking much care over it. You did make that putt, but it almost looks a little bit rushed. Do you feel that that's the case when you're out on a single playing in the red? Or do you feel a little bit more at ease when you're playing with a partner? What do you think the reason is for a game of golf that can look a little bit chaotic sometimes when you play those 9 holes, if you don't mind me using that as an analysis?
I think like there's multiple facets to that, why it looks like that sometimes. Like there, we're in the middle of playing that one. It was organised that we would be at the back of play, but there was a group behind us then. So you just like, I'm very conscious of like, I don't want to hold people up when we're filming, so we'll let people come by.
I did notice while you were on one green, like say you're playing by yourself, and there was someone, I think at a buggy about 150 yards waiting to come into the green, and that's where you almost probably forget the fact that you're trying to shoot your lowest score and show the viewers, and you start to just think about speed around the course instead. Yeah, exactly. I think, and I actually chatted with Andy Carter about this recently, like, and even my dad, like when he filmed where were we? Formula Ladies. Yeah, he said like he came off the camera and it's the first time he'd done it in maybe about a year or so. And he was like, God, that's hard. Like you actually forget what you're meant to be doing. Because at the end of the day, like the video we put out, we're really proud of everything we do, and we want to, like in that video, that's there as an entertainment product. So it's not like an informative one that is a tip or a review or something like that, as where when we shoot those, we're generally either in a closed set location. We're not worrying about people being around us. Time sort of thing isn't really a constraint for us. So we're able to like go bang, bang, bang. This is what we need to do. We'll spend time doing this. Right, we need to redo that bit and whatever it may be. With those sort of things, they're there to entertain. I think we'll see that on the Formula Ladies video, the Formula Ladies match with Claire. The golf course kindly and Formula Ladies are always great with us. Yeah. But we had, I think, a whole hour of that tee time. Yeah. And we didn't really need to stop, but we were never pressed. No. We were never held up ourselves. Yeah. It was almost like our own golf course, and you could wait for the cameras to get there. Claire could wait. You could stop and have a chat.
Yeah.
I think we'll see in that video, whereas on a day around QDL, during the peak season, you trying to run around a golf course, and maybe people are just a little bit, maybe a little bit too wanting of you shooting the really low score. They really want to see it and maybe feel a bit disappointed when you don't. You're there, Rory McIlroy.
Yeah.
That's what you are.
Yeah. But yeah, I think, and like, you know, getting back to it, like the entertainment side of it, you know, I wouldn't, if I was like, say when I go and play open qualifying, I'm not going to be commentating to whoever's there, like, so now I'm going to do this, oh my God, can you believe this happened, and blah. You know, I've got to fill the air, as it were, a little bit. And, you know, especially when you came on with Wallacey, it felt a little bit more natural because it was like, oh, I'm just having a game of golf with my mate here.
It might have for you, but I would
you felt
mirror
nervous?
what your dad said and what you spoke to Carter about. Is my mind wasn't on playing golf.
No,
it was very much, where's the camera? Where do I need to be? Should I hit now? Should I not? Am I standing in the right place? Am I teeing my ball up in the right place? There's all sorts of things to think about.
Yeah. It'd be like say Xander at the weekend. It would be like Xander doing the commentator's job. So saying, right, Xander, you're going to go out and win the PGA Championship. Obviously, we're not playing to that level. But it'd be like saying, right, just before you do that, what are you hitting? What's going on here? Tell us a little bit about it. Or give your man over there a little bit of stick as well. Give him a little bit of banter. It's not going to happen, is it? So I think, like, yeah, you get some comments. And like I said earlier, you know, 99% of them are very nice and very... you need to do this, and you know, I've noticed this little thing, but it's just the case that I think, and for myself even, I probably need to focus a little bit more on the golf and not so worry so much about what's going on. Obviously everyone who works for us is doing a fantastic job of doing all that, so I need to maybe just like let go of the rope a little bit and do that and say, right, I'm going to do the golf, you working around me.
Yeah, that's where it needs to get to, really. That would definitely be the aim.
There's many facets, isn't there, that we go in. So I'm not, you know, for me to go and shoot that score that I shot at QDL, you know, we not as a sob story. We got up at 3 o'clock that morning to get a 5:30 flight. We flew to Portugal, got our bags, got off the plane.
Your old creaky bones are not going to play the best golf, are they?
Yeah, checked into the hotel. On the tee 30 minutes later, right, let's go.
No, I think
it's not prime.
We've seen you play poor golf at times when you've been trying to shoot in the red, but I think that one stood out for me, that I've played golf with you socially many times. I've seen many videos, and that just seemed a little bit more chaotic, almost like there was something probably logistically a bit harder about that round.
Yeah,
that's what stood out for me.
It was just one of those days, wasn't it? And then obviously you're going to a fantastic golf course as well, that the greens were all of a sudden, you know,
we've
like
gone from 7 on the stimp
11, 12 on the
12.
stimp. I've never seen the golf course before, so it's just one of those things. But yeah, I did enjoy it as much as I as sort of bad as the score was and what that reflected. But we've got
that's where you got the Coach Lockie video out from.
Yes,
as well,
really
that was a good video.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one. But we've got another video of that style one where I'm trying to shoot scratch, coming from Turnberry very soon. Which
course?
King Robert the Bruce. I think you'll see a difference there. Somebody
striped it.
I hit it nice.
About time.
Let's leave it at that.
It's about time.
Yeah.
And I think, Matt, I've questioned you enough there. That was a nice insight to how it is filming. I don't think it's a secret that it's difficult to play and film at the same time. Yeah. But it's good for people to get that insight as well.
Yeah, it is. You know, at the end of the day, we're filming playing golf, so it's a few little things aren't the worst thing in the world, are they? It's lucky that we get to do this job. So, very fortunate for that, and hopefully my golf can just emulate and what I would want it to, and get a little bit better from there. But we move forwards.
More comments. Matt for the Open, please. We've had a few of them. You got some support.
I know.
People do actually like you, I think.
Could turn into a little fanfare, couldn't we? Get like the little friars just walking around with the signs.
Little friars.
Yeah, probably not great that. But yeah, that is it.
That's all I'll question you on today, Matt.
Thanks
for another good podcast.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. If you haven't already, as we always say, a bit of housekeeping, make sure you are either subscribed to the YouTube channel, you are following us on the audio platform that you do listen to as well. Leave a review if you can, a star one. I left 5 for you the other day. So who is that Scouser?
Someone actually asked who I was. We might want to...
Tom is a PGA pro that we work together, but we'll get into that in another episode. Maybe next time we'll touch upon the history of Tom Fearon.
But no, the likes, the comments, the shares, they do really good for the algorithms of the internet, which is how everything seems to work these days.
The algo.
We have no idea how they actually do work, but sometimes they like us, sometimes they don't. The more comments and likes and shares that we get, the better it does.
Yeah.
So please do it.
Well, thank you for that, and we will see you in another episode very soon.
Ciao.